What is up, baseball fans? Welcome to another Wednesday night of action here on the Out of the Park Developments Twitch channel. I, of course, am Snaggle J, aka Kris Jardine, Associate Community Manager for Out of the Park Baseball. And as I said, welcome to yet another exciting Wednesday here as we try to finally wrap up the 1982 off season here for our Montreal Expos franchise. As you see on the board in front of you, we have our drafted players, which we completed last week. Now, if you did not get a chance to check out last week's stream, make sure you either jump down in the VODs here on the Twitch channel, or you can head over to youtube.com/OOTP developments. We put all of our archives on there as well. So as you can see, we had the 23rd overall pick. We drafted Rick Aguilera. Then with a sandwich round pick that we got via letting Steve Rogers go, we got a sandwich round pick. 39th overall, we took Mark Lemke. We also took first baseman Dave Camara, starting pitcher Mark Ciardi, starting pitcher Eric King, starting pitcher Kevin Brown. Managed to get him in the 4th round. He is listed as a hard signing option, so we'll see if we're able to pull that together as the offseason progresses. John Johnson, Tim Criswell, Jeffrey Parks, Jorge Ojeda, all starting pitchers as well. Right fielder Nelson Gomez and relief pitcher Roy Shepard, who is listed as an impossible sign. So we will see if we're able to get anything there. I don't think he's going to want to sign. Let's see if we can even offer him like 15 grand. Probably not going to happen. Nelson Gomez wants $310,000. I don't really know why. He doesn't really show anything indicative of somebody who should be worth that kind of money. I mean, these guys at the bottom here, we're just going to submit. Oh, we don't submit any offer. I mean, we're going to submit. Can we give the guy $50? Offer a guy $50. Let's offer a guy $50. I mean, they're all impossible signings. So chances are we're not going to get any of those guys anyway. So let's go back and check out our offseason center. We have signed quite a few players. Offseason summary by team. You can see right now we're sitting 9th in wire gained. We're negative. So you see a lot of negatives out there still. In terms of what has gone on in the offseason. We really haven't done much of anything. We've added Mike Caldwell, Willie Wilson, which was a big signing for us. Going to be one of our new corner outfielders. We also got Jim Gantner. We acquired Ozzie Smith in a trade. So we've added 9.4 WAR thus far. And we have lost quite a bit. Obviously, the most notable loss we've had so far is Steve Rogers, who we let go with the 7 WAR. We also, Tommy John retired. We lost 40-plus-year-old reliever Willie Fryman. We lost Chris Spire. And we traded away Andres Galarraga. So, we're doing pretty good. We do have some outstanding offers right now. We have made an offer to Jim Kern to be another reliever. We made an offer to Billy Russell to add some depth to our middle infield. We're still working on Mario Soto. We've made an offer to Tom Candiotti as well. The first thing we're going to take a look at is what can we do about this Mario Soto situation. Right now, he is demanding a lot of money. A lot of money. We were upwards of $700,000 over 7 years. He is now looking for over $1 million. Now, we did like him because of his youth, being only 26 years old, but that is, for an unproven guy, that's a lot of money. I mean, you're talking a guy, yes, he had a pretty good season, 11-4, 1.78 ERA in 20 starts, didn't pitch the whole season. The opposite side of the coin is we have to look at this point, John Candelaria, the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner, was 21-9 last season. At this point, he would require that we give up compensation, I believe. But you can see he's at a similar price point to Mario Soto, but he only wants 6 years. So I guess at this point, if we're going to be spending $1 million plus, are we better off signing a proven commodity like Candelaria, who might be a bit older, but has a Cy Young, has 6'7", big frame, still only 29. I mean, it's a big commitment. We're going to be paying him through his age 35 season at $1 million a piece. But the thing is, if we go with Mario Soto at this point, we're going to be given similar money and likely a longer term to somebody who has no experience. So for me, I think at this point, John Candelaria might be the better option. Now, let's see if we can include. We're gonna obviously promise him starting rotation. Let's offer him, say, $100,000 bonus if he wins the Cy Young again. We'll offer him, say, $20,000 if he makes the All-Star team. And you know what? If he hits 200 innings, we'll give him a $10,000 bonus. Again, trying to lure him here, because, let's go. Could we go? I'd like to. Well, maybe we could go. Let's go back up on the later years here and see. So that's a pretty solid offer. We're looking at just over $6 million for 6 years. So we'll see what he says. So we'll go through here. Go back, finish a few days here and see what happens. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Hope you guys had a great weekend. If you guys haven't already pre-ordered Out of the Park Baseball 19, I definitely suggest you should. You can head over to OOTPdevelopments.com and pre-order it now for 10% off, and you get access to the final beta version of the game 3 days early, which is pretty cool. So we signed Bill Russell. So that's nice. We got Bill Russell, who's going to give us, again, some depth, good contact bat, solid, again, 80 avoid Ks, very good defense. So that's a nice little signing for us. And again, pretty cheap too, $190,000 over 1 year. You can't really complain about that. We could, but we're not going to. Dale Murray. You know what? I want to discuss this trade. What do we got here? So the Blue Jays have offered us relief pitcher Dale Murray. Has $330,000 left. On a contract, 1 year. They would like center fielder Mike Stenhouse in return. Really not doing anything for us. Played 142 games last year and got 453 official at bats. Hit 247 with 17 homers and 63 RBIs. So pretty solid numbers. But if we go look at our player list and our active roster, first of all, we could use the bullpen help, which is not a bad idea. And if we look at our outfielders, we do have a surfeit of outfielders right now. Cromartie, Raines, Moreno, Dawson, Wilson, Johnson. We do have a very large surfeit of outfielders right now. So you know what? This is actually a trade. We're going to make this trade. Yeah, I like that trade. That's a good trade for us. That's a good trade for us because, again, we're basically trading our 6th or 7th, maybe even 8th outfielder. And we're landing a solid bullpen arm in return. So, yeah, that's definitely a trade we're going to be interested in making. And we did. Let's move along here through the offseason. We have seen another personal message. So John Candelaria, very impressed. I think I see myself being star pitcher. So Candelaria likes our offer. He was convinced he has joined your organization. Josh Johnson has informed you he was convinced. Okay, so that's good. So our guys are starting to sign down there. We got Camara. So we've got some of our rookies are starting to sign. The guys are a little easier. Tom Candiotti looking to move along. I get the Rule 5 draft coming up. Rule 5 draft pool. Dale Murray is in the Rule 5 draft pool right now. Do we have to? Why? We probably have to put him on our roster. So Dale Murray can go to our active roster. Mike Caldwell can go to our active roster. Bill Russell can go to our active roster as well. I mean, we're going to have to eventually move those guys around a little bit. But that's not something we have to worry about right now. We set up a few more things for automation. So if we go Rule 5 draft pool, is Rule 5 draft today? It is today. Nothing really exciting in the pool. I'm just looking to see if there's anybody that sticks out as potentially being useful. There's John Cesavalve, who we traded away last season. He was performing pretty good. I don't even remember. I do not remember who we traded him for. We traded him in exchange for. We got him in exchange for Tito Nieves. So Cesavalve could be a guy that we might look at. We might lose him, actually. I don't think there's really anybody super exciting. Let's see. We'll go here and see what happens. So let's go advance. Let's advance to our next pick. I don't think anybody will get picked. Again, there's not really anybody there that I could see us being like, hey, let's keep this guy. Because that's the thing, right? If you pick somebody up, we got to keep him on our roster. I mean, Skeeter Barnes could be sort of, kind of, maybe. But you know what? I think we're going to pass. Head scout recommendation. He says we should sign George Bjorkman, who is a backup catcher. I mean, that's not a terrible option. We got some younger options there, like Mike Diaz. He's not a real great defender. Mike Fitzgerald. Not great. Let's filter this down by catcher. So if we are going to get somebody, we might as well get a position that we need. We got Dan Bierdello. He's pretty average across the board. Pretty good defense behind the plate. He's a third baseman primarily, though. So they want me to go after Bjorkman. He's a 45 catcher. Really doesn't. I mean, he's really not impressive. If I was going to draft a catcher at this point, I'm probably going to draft Mike Diaz. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is we're going to pick up Mike Diaz, and we're going to take him, and then we're going to skip. We're not going to draft anybody else. There we go. So we did make a bit of a signing. Still waiting to hear about some of our tougher to sign guys like Rick Aguilera and Kevin Brown. We got these extremely hard guys here. We'll see if they provide us any sort of feedback. All right, this is finished today. We got to receive a personal message. So Kevin Brown signed. Roy Shepard has no intention of signing at all. Doesn't want to negotiate. So whatever. I'm perfectly okay with that. I am perfectly okay with him just riding off into the sunset. All right, let's keep going here. Really like to get Rick Aguilera reacts. He's convinced. He's convinced. So that should be everybody now. Tim Criswell has broken off talks, and then everyone else is impossible. We have one extremely hard, Nelson Gomez, and we're not going to pay him. We're not going to pay Nelson Gomez the money he's looking for. So we're just going to leave it for now. So let's go. So at this point, we're back to the offseason. So Mario Soto ends up signing with the Yankees. He ends up getting $950,000 annually for 7 years. That's not a terrible deal. Again, it's risky. I feel better that we went the other way. I feel like that's a very, very risky deal at this point. Just given, the 7 years for an unproven guy. I mean, again, we're looking at, John Candelaria at this point. So it'd be interesting to see what ends up happening. What's Ken Singleton doing? He's looking for some big money. And just like that, the Montreal Expos have won the John Candelaria sweepstakes. So we got probably the best available starting pitcher, the reigning National League Cy Young Award winning John Candyman Candelaria. Again, 21 wins, led the NL last year. 2.07 ERA, led the NL last year. Led the NL in Ks and WHIP and WAR. And for the next 6 seasons, will be doing his thing in Montreal. So that's a huge, huge signing for us. That's massive. That is massive for us now. So, I mean, you go now and you look at our pitching staff. Our pitching staff's looking pretty good now with Bill Gullickson, John Candelaria, Charlie Lee, Scott Sanderson. And then, I mean, if we can still go out and get a 5th starter, we have John Dobson right now, but again, there's still lots of guys available. So we win the Candelaria sweepstakes. Again, $979,000 a year over 6 years. He has 104-63 with a 2.98 ERA in his career thus far. That's not where I wanted to go at all. So that puts us up. We are now up to number 3 for the offseason in terms of wire gained, as we are now up to 5.1. Outdone only by the Yankees, who have added 14.7, and the Dodgers, who beat us out of the playoffs last year with 18.9 wire gained. Holy moly. Again, our biggest thing is we have added 19.2 wire, but the loss of Steve Rogers and his 7 wire, which he is very, very unlikely to repeat now that he is injured. But nonetheless, so we got some options here. We got Charlie Huff, we got Jim Clancy, an interesting option. At this point, prices are starting to come down. We were looking at the Candyman, Tom Candiotti down there, but now somebody like Jim Clancy, who is starting to lower his asking price. He's looking for a 1-year deal worth about $400,000. I wonder if we offered him a 2-year deal. You know what? Let's bump that money up. I mean, we've got the money right now. Let's see if we can. Let's really go all in. Again, we got to go all in here. Solid offer, but right now, I'd say the best offer comes from Boston. I mean, we really don't need Jim Kern anymore. After trading for Dale Murray. After trading for Dale Murray, we really don't need Jim Kern anymore. I mean, it would be nice, I guess. We go look at our bullpen, and we'll just go all pitchers here. We have Dale Murray and Jeff Reardon, who are going to lock it down back there. We have Mike Caldwell, who we picked up via Burn Smith. I mean, we're not hurting. You know, we got the Spaceman. I mean, that's money that we could probably save and spend it elsewhere. Rod Carew signs with Boston. So, I mean, I do like Jim Kern. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan, but I feel like we might be able to do better. Well, there's not really much better available. Let's see. I mean, there's lots better available, and perhaps for better money. We could go get someone like Doug Bear, get Terry Forster in there. So Jim Kern down here, you know, if he wants, you know what, we've gone this far with Jim Kern. We'll give him a little more and see where it goes. Charlie Huff goes to Boston. Terry Forster to Oakland. Jim Clancy's going to keep us posted. Jim Kern likes our offer. Well, that's great. I like our offer too, Jim Kern. So we're into January now. We're on Canada Day. New Year's Day, 1983. You would think that January 1st being my birthday, I would be aware of what day it is. Apparently, it's not the case. Go through the next week. Still nothing. It's going to be all kind of quiet on the home front here. Oh, there we go. So we signed Jim Clancy, another big signing. This one I like. 27 years old. He's got some really nice peripherals. Just under $500,000. He's going to slot in on the back end of our rotation. Again, we're going for it. We are building a team to compete, and if we have to compete with the Dodgers, we're going to have to do what we can. We also signed Jim Kern, who fills out our bullpen very nicely. We're going to have some really, really tough roster decisions to make come spring training, end of spring training. A couple of big signings there. So we don't have any outstanding offers left. Everything that we've done is done and out there. So that's good. No posted players. Got some really, really big free agents coming up next year. Pedro Guerrero's a free agent next year. Cecil Cooper, Roy Lee Jackson, Al Oliver, who's getting up there in age though. Lance Parrish, Lonnie Smith. Lots of big names. Again, Pedro Guerrero. If Pedro Guerrero makes it to free agency in the 1983 offseason, he is going to be pricey. Probably going to be breaking some records in terms of signing amount. So you can see, again, we're up to 7.4 WAR gained this offseason. So that's good. We're getting up there. I like. So let's see. We're going to play until the Hall of Fame voting results come back. Compensation picks received. So you have failed to find. So we didn't sign 5 guys. We don't get any compensation for any of those guys. They just ride off into the sunset. We're not trading. We're not trading Ken Phelps. So you can just stop that right now. Okay? So here's the Hall of Fame voting results. Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson get elected on their first year on the ballot. Wow, and that's it. Brooks Robinson, Joe Torre, Billy Williams, and Dick Allen all over 50%. People dropped from the ballot. Dick Hall, Jim Bunning, Ted Abernathy, Aparicio, Billy O'Dell, Bob Allison, Roy Face. Lots of guys dropped from the ballot. Terrible. Interesting to see Brooks Robinson fall so short of getting on there. That's insane. That is insanity. Personal message. Danny Turtable looks like he may satisfy a need. Does he? 20-year-old Danny Turtable. Do we have a need of Danny Turtable at third base? I wonder what it would take to get Danny Turtable. Nothing. No one. And to be honest, I mean, I kind of like. I feel like we're in a good spot right now. So let's go to rosters and transactions. All right, so we get that set up. So we go have a look. I mean, our pitching staff right now, again, pitching staff is absolutely lights out. Probably the best pitching staff in baseball with Candelaria, Gullickson, Charlie Lee, Jim Clancy, Scott Sanderson. Health, obviously, which was a major downfall for us in 1982. Hopefully health can stay on our side. I mean, you look at the staff, Candelaria 21 wins, Gullickson 15 wins, Sanderson 17 wins, only started 28 games. You know, Reardon, Murray, we got a lot of guys down in the bullpen there. Again, right now, you know, we got the expanded rosters. So we'll see what ends up happening there. We go to our lineups. I mean, look at this everyday lineup trotting out there. Raines, Willie Wilson, Andre Dawson, Carter, Phelps, Wallach, Cromartie, Smith. They insist on putting Cromartie in right field and then putting Raines at second base. And I just don't know if that's what we want to do. I think we're better off putting Raines in the outfield. And then I think we're better off putting Raines in the outfield and putting Jim Ganter at second base. Maybe that's just me. Gantner with the top tier defense. Doesn't strike out a lot. I mean, Chris Smith was absolutely electric for us last season. Absolutely electric. Hit 266, 15 homers, 69 RBIs, 19 doubles. Only struck out 32 times in 449 plate appearances. So, I mean, I feel like we need, we need him in there. Why? I feel like maybe the chat on my screen is not working because I haven't seen a single thing posted in the chat at all. Yeah, nothing doesn't really seem to be working. I mean, that's not out of the question. Twitch has its moments, folks. All right. Remember, guys, at the top of the hour, TJ Lauerman will be here with the continuation of his early 90s Cleveland Indians franchise. Make sure you stick around for that. It's going to be awesome. He is trying to build that team into a 90s juggernaut. So like I said, that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, the top of the hour. He'll be here. So, I mean, Chris Smith for us, as we transition back into our just ridiculous lineup options, Chris Smith might be, when we could try to get him going in the outfield as well. Switch hitter too. Man, there's so many options. Spring training for us going to be crazy. So preseason begins in a couple days. Let's get that simulated. Excuse me. Brad Golden lacerated his hand. How? What did you do? Expos catcher Brad Golden received medical attention yesterday after accidentally cutting himself with a pair of scissors at his home. Is Brad Golden my wife? No, I'm kidding. The cut will reportedly keep Golden out of action for 2 weeks. Unbelievable. Careful with those scissors, kids. Be careful with those scissors. Personal message. So the preseason is beginning. Owner Mike Heck. Let's see what he's going to do here. We get close to the season. I've reviewed the team's financial state. After seeing how the offseason has gone, I have decided to raise your budget from $15.6 million to $17 million. Well, it's had a good offseason. Decided to raise our scouting budget from $2.3 to $3.1 million. Raised our player development budget from $1.9 to $2.665 and dropped our draft budget from $1.6 million to $650,000. Well, that's probably not great. I mean, that shows we didn't spend a lot of money in the draft. So you can see on this page, our record history, 4 straight seasons over 500. The green is where we want to be, our budget. Taking a huge jump towards the $20 million mark. Our scouting and development budget. See, we only spent $957,000 in draft expenditures. So, I mean, that's not surprising. Scouting. I mean, we're going to drop the major league scouting down a bit. Keep our minor league scouting going. International scouting, we're not doing any international scouting at all. That's a problem. But it is what it is. Just taking a quick look at our player development. And we don't really have much in the way of top prospects right now. I mean, again, Andres Galarraga was probably our best prospect, and we traded him away. So, you know, maybe not the best idea. We are definitely very old Mother Hubbard-ish when it comes to what's in the cupboard right now, for sure. We'll fly ahead here to when spring training begins. We received a personal message again. Lots of trade proposals. Interested in Robin Yount? No. And I actually don't want to. That's fine. Want to trade for Tony Phillips? Not particularly. Excuse me. So let's go till... We don't really want to go to opening day. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just going to mute for 1 second. I got a cough. I don't know why I get little rabbit caught in the throat all of a sudden. All right, so we're not having a real hot start to the spring. What's this now? Andre Dawson has used his free time at the ballpark during spring, meeting fans and signing autographs. The Hawk. Go 84 Tigers. Sup, winter must die. I agree. If I showed you what it was doing outside of my house right now, it's not pleasant. It's snowing a lot again. It's not pleasant at all. I want baseball season to be here like yesterday. Like big time. John Candelaria, injury diagnosis. Sore heel. Whew. Dodged a boule there. So we're going to get up towards the end of spring training here. I almost forgot that Charlie Lee strained oblique over about 2 days. That's not so bad. We're Sunday, March 20th. Let's go. We don't want to go to opening day. We'll go one more week. We'll start looking at the end of the spring training here. Received a personal message. No. He doesn't at all. Roy Johnson was diagnosed with a sprained ankle, out for 5 weeks. Oh, man. Is injured. Oh, I'm trying to put him on the DL. Whoops. I'll put him on the 15. Until next week. Yeah, no. Baseball season can come anytime now. And it will be here soon enough. And then we'll be switching over from OTP 18 to OTP 19. Yes, you may, Zenloss. Yes, you may. Go ahead. Absolutely. That's a trick. I'm going to ban you. No, I'm kidding. All right. So here we are. Player development update. Let's take a look at our development update as we head into the regular season. Willie Mueller takes a nice jump forward for us. Reliever. Spaceman Lee starting to fall off the cliff. John Dobson, again, 19. Spent a cup of coffee with the team last season. Hopefully he continues to develop. Willie Wilson, not having a fun spring training. Roy Johnson going way down because he's hurt. Aguilera, we get Salve, who nobody took in the Rule 5, so that's good. We still have him available. Alex DeJesus takes a big hit. Greg Staffen starts to go up a little bit. Randy King going up. So we got some movers and shakers down in the minors. So it is Friday, April 1st. Let's take a look at our players list. Are you a fan of college baseball and softball? Looking forward to it. You know what, P-Wog? I do follow a little bit of college baseball. I'm a big Rice fan. Rice University. I do like them. So yeah, I don't follow it maybe as much as I would like to, but I do follow it a little bit. So let's go to our rosters and transactions to see, because again, we got to start sending guys down here. Zenloss, I'm not sure if you heard me or not, but I said you could. I don't see it, so maybe you didn't. It just didn't. It just died, maybe. So let's go here. So we're gonna go to. I want to go. Trying to think of the best way to do this. So kind of maybe here. Yeah, I mean I could do that. No. Yeah, there we go. Let's do spring training roster. And we'll see. All right. So Candelaria, Clancy, Gullickson, Lee, and Sanderson. That's our starters. We're good there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a lot of relievers. Like a lot of relievers right now. So Bryn Smith we're going to keep. David Palmer. So I mean John Dobson we could send down. That's no problem. We could send him down to AAA. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tom Dixon we could send down. Out of option years and must clear waivers. That's no problem. See you later. Bye. Or is it designated for assignment? Yeah, there you go. That's what we want. Get him on the old assignment train if he clears. Where's my time? How's my time in overtime? 9:40. Oh, good. Willie Mueller's kind of on the way up. Can I send him down? He's out of options as well. So we're going to keep him. Tom Gorman. Can we send him down? Yep. Excellent. Will Mueller, we're going to put him on the old designated for assignment as well. How about that? Will that be better? MILB app is worth it. Yeah, I do watch a little bit of MILB. Not gonna lie. David Palmer we could send down. Bill Sattler we could send down. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could I take Willie Mueller off waivers? Or is it too late? It is too late. Okay, that's fine. Because we've got better option anyway. In terms of what we've got here, we could bring Bill Sattler back up. So that gives us our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That gives us our 12 pitchers. Yeah, there you go, guys. Make sure you guys check out Zenlos. Zenlos is a wonderful admin and looks after the Reddit community for Out of the Park Baseball. He's running a best of the best tournament. He's giving away a copy of OOTP 19 when it comes out. You can head over to that website and predict your bracket. He sent me some good stuff about it via DM. It looks really cool. So make sure you guys check it out. Again, just another cool thing that the Reddit community is doing to try to get excited for Out of the Park Baseball 19. So make sure you check that out for sure. Brett Gulden. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You cut yourself with scissors. Plus, we have to keep Mike Diaz on the roster anyway. So then we got Ken Phelps, we got Jim Gantner, Wallace Johnson, Chris Smith, Tim Wallach, Brian Little, Bill Russell, Ozzie Smith. So, I mean, again, we're just loaded full of infielders here. So we've got to get rid of 4 people. So Pat Rooney can go. Armando Moreno can go. Mike Fuentes can go. 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 outfielders. So we need to get rid of 1 infielder. And that's probably going to be Brian Little, I would say. Seems like it makes the most sense. Excuse me. To get rid of him. So then we're going to have Wilson, Dawson. We're going to have Raines in the outfield. We're going to have Smith at short. We're going to Bill Russell be kind of like a super utility. We're going to have Wallach at third. Maybe Chris Smith in the outfield. We have options. We have lineup options now, which is really nice. We'll get the old CPU to set up our minor leagues. So they bring some of our better potential guys. So Mike Hokut is a guy that we're going to start paying attention to. He might force his way onto the roster. He really could force his way onto the roster. He's 21. Excuse me. Hit 23 home runs last season in AAA. 64 RBIs. Hit 261. So he might force his way onto the roster here. He's starting to really get on the big club's radar. So we'll have to keep an eye out for him. Rick Aguilera is going to start out at the AA, AAA level. We've got Joe Hesketh. John Dobson's going to be down in the old AA. We got Eric King's going to start out down there. Dave Camara is actually going to start out in West Palm Beach. So we've got our minors are not looking real hot. If I'm being honest, not looking real hot. So our starting rotation again: Candelaria, Gullickson, Charlie Lee, Jim Clayton, Scott Sanderson. We got Jeff Reardon, Dale Murray, Jim Kern, Bryn Smith, Bill Lee, Mike Caldwell, and Bill Sattler in our rotation, which is pretty solid. Excuse me. Don't know what's going on with me here. Falling right apart towards the end of the stream. We're going to have a look at our lineups and depth chart. So again, we got Gary Carter's going to be our catcher. Let's do Available actions. We're going to all depth charts and lineups. See, they're really set on me putting Warren Cromartie in right field, and I'm just not sold. I am on the Kris Smith Express. I'm on the Kris Smith Express right now. Big time. I think he can play right field every day. I think he can. Now, if I go back and put all the lineup depth charts, they put Cromartie back out there. They do. You dingalings. I mean, again, Kris Smith proved last season that, you know what, we just have to get him in the lineup. We just have to do what we can to get him in there on a regular basis. Let's see. So we want to do generate depth chart based on this lineup. Absolutely. So there's that. And then against lefties, it's going to be a little bit of the same. We're still going to rock Kris Smith out there. So for all the people who were screaming at me, please, 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 Snaggle. Please leave Tim Raines at second base. I want to see what would happen. You're getting your wish. Talk about a lineup. Imagine the Expos fielding this lineup in 1983. Tim Raines, Willie Wilson, Andre Dawson, Gary Carter, Ken Phelps, Tim Wallach, Kris Smith, Ozzie Smith. Don't forget, we picked up Ozzie Smith. We picked up Ozzie Smith. I mean, we are crushing it right now. Remember, guys, if you're new to the Twitch channel and you're watching this live, make sure you guys hit that follow button. We are 16 followers away from 1,000. I don't know what we're going to do when we hit 1,000, but when we do, it's going to be exciting. I may let out a little bit of a whoop. We'll see. No promises, but if you haven't already followed the channel and you like what you see, make sure you follow. And like I said, in about 10 minutes time, TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer, a.k.a. Baseball Community Manager for Out of the Park, is going to be here with his early 90s Cleveland Indians franchise. And you know what? It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be fantastic. I've really enjoyed what he's doing with that team. I like the moves he's been making. He's been moving and shaking and baking. I like it. So spring coverage, 20-10 we went in spring training. That's pretty good. I enjoy a 20-10 spring training. I can't really complain about that too much. Take a look at the preseason predictions as they quickly generate with the OOTP prediction generation engine. Try saying that a bunch of times fast. So we don't care about the AL because the AL is whack. So we're projected to finish 96 and 66, also known as 3 games back of the Phillies in the NL East. Not going to happen. Projected to score 773 runs. We're going to crush that. 264, 141 homers, 186 steals. 326 ERA, best in the league. So looking good there. 1,060 strikeouts, also best in the league. So we're looking good there. Dodgers projected to go 109 and 53. Top 10 hitters, not a single one of them projected to be an Expo. Now that hurts. With Tim Raines and Andre Dawson on our team, you would have to think that one of them would get into the top 10. I feel like that's a snub. I feel like that's a bit of a snub. John Candelaria projected to go 18 and 9, 263 ERA in what could be another Cy Young season for the new Expos left-hander. Tim Raines putting up 24 spring hits, which is nice. Tim Raines actually had a really nice spring. Gary Carter with a nice spring as well. 6 homers, 18 RBIs. Quite a few walks, 10 steals for Raines. Looking good there. Had lots of low ERAs. Charlie Lee, 0.38. Bill Gullickson, 0.75. Candelaria popped up 3 wins. Jeff Reardon had 6 saves. Starters getting lots of work. Top 4 guys, all Expos in terms of starts. So we're getting ready. We're rolling everybody out there. We're not messing around. We're not holding guys back and starting some powder puff guys out there. We're going hard right off the hop. Let's see if we can get through a little bit of the season here. Do we want second baseman Steve Sachs? No, we don't. I got to get rid of that. That's fine. All right, let's go here. So remember our goals: winning record this season, upgrade at shortstop, acquire a locally popular player, complete. We upgrade at shortstop. I mean, we got Ozzie Smith. Increase our attendance to 40,000 per game. That might be tough. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's pushing it. It's a 12,000 per game average increase. I don't know if that's going to be in the cards. Stranger things have happened. But, yeah. I don't know about that one. Autoplay was interrupted because the regular season starts today. Excellent. With the new season, I hope the season treated well. Reminder should be able to achieve a winning season. Oh, we're going to achieve a winning season, all right. We are going to achieve a winning season and then some. Let's start getting into the season here. Let's not mess around. Let's get in here and just start crushing it. Right off the bat, 3-2, first place. That's what I like to see. Andre Dawson already crushing it. Gary Carter already crushing it. I'm predicting huge things. We have a player designated for assignment with DFA. It must be signed and released. Where can we send him? I mean, we could just send him here. Send both in there. Then we go minor leagues, and then we go available actions, and then we go set up a minor league system. Thank you. Thank you, wonderful peoples. Not off to a hot start. 5-5. What's going on in their lineup? We're hitting the ball. Well, Ken Phelps isn't doing anything. He's making Mike Hokut, who's already off to a blistering start in AAA. He's making Mike Hokut look pretty good right now. Like a pretty attractive option. Roy Johnson, eligible to come off the DL. What's Chris Smith doing in the right field? Nothing, right? It's just been terrible. Sad, really. So much potential. We got to get Roy Johnson back on the team somewhere. We do. I mean, we could send him to, let's send him to AAA for like some conditioning. Can we do that? Maybe. Send him down to AAA. Let him get a little bit of conditioning in. Nothing real crazy. Let's try to get through the rest of this week here. So we're on fire. We went 5-1 that week. Pitching staff looking really good. Everyone with sub 350 ERAs right now. Reardon crushing it in the bullpen. Hitters are looking pretty good. Again, Ken Phelps starting to come around a little bit. Matthew 1993, what's going on, dude? welcome. Hope you're here. Hyped for TJ's big stream starting in just a few minutes. We're going to try to get through his couple more weeks here. Andre Dawson, the beast. He's playing like a beast. So right now we're 17-10, tied for first with Philadelphia. Andre Dawson, 311, 6 homers, 32 RBIs. And Willie Wilson, who we traded for in the offseason, hitting a cool, crisp, collected 351. John Candelaria, by the way, 196 ERA. Mike Hokut, by the way, in AAA, hitting 356 with 7 homers and 22 RBIs. Man. Trying to force his way onto this team. He's doing a heck of a job. Personal message. Oh, no. Interested in Danny Tartable? No. I'm just going to reply, no thanks. Believe that's what they call hard pass. Another good week. We're up to 22-12 now. 3.5 games clear of Philadelphia in first place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to call it. What kind of person isn't interested in Danny Tartable? Their asking price is too high. Asking price for Danny Tartable is a bit too high right now. And we don't have the prospect depth. When you're calling someone up in AAA, is it a requirement that they need to be dominating? Like how Hokut is dominant? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just because somebody's dominating in AAA doesn't mean they're going to dominate on your main roster. And just because somebody has low ratings, like, again, they might be quoting like a 3-star guy. But you know what? Maybe they fit well in your lineup. Maybe they fit well with your team. Like, again, Hokut is performing really well. I mean, he's crushing it. He's OPS in 1058. He's unhappy with his role on the team because he's in AAA and he doesn't want to be in AAA. But again, you got to look at what's going on up here. He's not a great avoid K guy. You can see, he does have 24 strikeouts already in the minors, had 96 last year. You got to dig deeper. It's not just all stats and their overall ratings. You got to look deeper into it than that. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for me for this week. Make sure you guys head over to OOTPdevelopments.com. Pre-order Out of the Park Baseball 19. Right now it's 10% off. And psst, guys, use code SnaggleJ19 for an additional 10% off. Do it right now. Do it. Just do it. I mean, I really literally can't think of any reason not to. That's supposed to be a secret. I know. Supposed to be major secrets. We're dropping major secrets here on the stream for those people who stuck it out to the end of the stream. No, it's not 20%. It's 10% off the 10%. Technicality, but still. And I am nuts. Very nuts. So quick, go do it before the powers that be disable the code. As always, guys, hang around. TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer, is going to be here in just a few short moments with the continuation of his Cleveland Indians early 90s franchise. Again, remember, make sure you guys hit that follow button as hard as you can, or we disable. What? Why you got to make me end the stream on a sour note now? As always, guys, I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Again, hit that follow button up at the top of the screen as we inch closer and closer to that 1,000 follower mark. And until next time, keep swinging for the fences.